Hey guys, welcome back to BPGR Live. So we picked up a Taurus Pt111 G2, which I got a hell of a deal on this. I picked it up at Cabela's. I will say that their packaging is not as nice as Remington's, and as a tech guy, I really appreciate nice packaging. But yeah. That's beside the point. That isn't the product, so we will move away from the packaging and don't let that taint any of your guys' views. So this is the Taurus 1111. Just call it the Millennium G2. It's the 9mm version. I don't have any live ammo anywhere near this gun right now. The other two magazines that I have are locked up with hollow points in them, so this is just for testing purposes. So this is a pretty nice gun, especially for the price. I picked this guy up for $200 at Cabela's. Everything I read online says that it only comes with one magazine, but it came with two. I don't know if that was just a fluke for me, but I did pick up an extra magazine for it as well. But clips right in there to the bottom. Nice smooth clip too. Able to fit all fingers on there despite it being a little bit smaller of a 9mm. I mean, it's not a tiny 9mm, it's be like a medium-sized gun. They do have a rail right here in case you wanted to put any kind of attachments on that, such as a laser or a light. They have pretty nice 3-dot sights, which is the only thing the Remington really doesn't have, is there's no 3-dot sights, and their sights are so tiny, but it's also a 380, so sights aren't really something that's going to be focusing on that small of a pistol anyway. Now, you have an insane amount of safety on this gun. There's actually a little hole right here, which you may or may not be able to see, and I don't actually have the key on me, but I can actually lock this gun with a little key. It looks like a small little Allen wrench, but when it's locked, you cannot pull back on it at all. I do not have it locked right now, hence why I can rack it, and hence why I can pull the trigger and load a magazine, but it literally locks down the entire gun. So those of you who are concerned about gun safety and children, this might be a really good option for you. You also have a finger safety right here. Just to add on top of that, you also have a trigger safety, which you probably can see right there. So, pretty nice gun. Really like the gun so far. It shoots very well. It does have a nice loaded indicator right there, which is nicer than the window on the RM380, but again, you also have a lot less room on the 380, and you do have adjustable sights on this as well if you did want to raise those. I think the sights are pretty good where they are. Those of you who saw me post the photos on Twitter of the targets obviously saw that my accuracy was much better with this than what it was with the 380. My wife really likes the 380. This gun bit her a little bit because I told her to ride up on the back, but she rode up a little too much, like into here, and it rubbed against her on her thumb and kind of cut her open a little bit. The gun looks really nice. These grips on the side are super comfortable. Like, there is no sliding on this gun. One noticeable difference that the 380 does have over this is you only have the magazine release that's on the right side. It is not an ambidextrous release like it is on the 380. Not that that's a huge deal for me, because I'm right-handed. But again, the body on this is polymer, and then this texture, which is so good. I really hope this texture lasts really well, because I mean, you don't get a lot of move. There's not a lot of play in your hand with this, simply because of the texture and how well it is on the grip. It almost feels like I'm holding on to sandpaper. That's the type of texture it is. Again, very easy to rack this weapon. The slide lock, not so much. But now, taking this guy apart, which we're going to do, which I didn't do with the 380 just because I didn't want to have to deal with getting the pin back in. You got to pull this guy back to a half cock. And then I think it's up or down there. And then pull. Now I might have done goofed up, guys. Hang on. Pull back to a half cock. This is not exactly easy to take apart either. Pull back to a half cock. Pull down on both of these. Release. There we go. So that's it. Both sides there you have to pull down on. You then have to dry fire for it to release the barrel. Again, this is pretty much the same setup as the 380, but the 380 has a smaller firing pin here. The spring, there are 2 springs on the 380. Doesn't matter which way they go on. There are 2 springs on this, obviously very different springs. Floating barrel again. And the top part, again, is all aluminum. Bottom part, all polymer. So, put this guy back together. Which you want to make sure that that sits flush there. And for all intents purposes, this gun feels very... I messed up. I done messed up. I put the spring in the wrong way. Well, I'll fix that here in a second. I was pretty sure I had that the right way, I thought. Yeah, I did. Not sure why it came out then. Because that should stay in there. Just like that. Maybe I didn't have it down far enough. So that should stay in there just like that. And then it's going to line up with these slides, if I can get them in. Right there. So there we go. There you go, you even got to see me mess up reloading this thing, or re-putting it back together after stripping. Again, I cleaned this one as well after we shot it, put several hundred rounds through this, so it's tied with the 380 already for how many rounds have been put through it, and this has not failed to fire even once. There is not a single time that a bullet did not go through this thing when it was intended to. The trigger pull has gotten a lot of hate on this gun as well, because you got to go so back, then you have retention. I absolutely love the trigger. I have very skinny hands. A lot of people were complaining with where it pulls back for them. It stays very nicely wedged on my finger where it is. I really like the feel of this gun. And the only complaint you are probably really going to see about this guy online is that trigger. I think it's smooth. I have absolutely no issues with it. So, but guys, if you are looking for a budget 9mm, you can get this guy for around 200 bucks or 200 bucks on the dot, depending on where you find it. Cabela's sale, I believe, is already up on it, but it is a really good deal, and from what I hear, it does go on that sale quite often. So I'd probably keep your eyes peeled for this if you are looking for a weapon. Oh, and I added an extra one. It's Pt111 G2 Millennium. So, if any of you do have this gun, let me know how you like it so far, if you've had any issues with it. I do know Taurus gives you a lifetime manufacturer's warranty, so this thing is warranted for life. And if it never fails, that's a pretty good gun right there, to be warranted for life. It kind of feels like a poor man's Glock, especially at that price range. But guys, let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you have one or if it's something you'd be interested in picking up. And if you have any questions for me, you can let me know in the comments down below. And hopefully I'll have more gun reviews coming for you soon. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you around.